Hello my friends, today we are going to replace a upper rack bracket in a dishwasher. This is the thing on the side of your upper rack that attaches it to the rails, and it has wheels on it. It allows you to pull the rack out for loading and unloading. Ours, the little axle broke where you see me moving the wheel there. It's just plastic on the standard one, and that broke. You can see in this close-up it broke. You can also see this is where I found the part number. So first things first, we're going to detach the little stoppers on the side rails of your upper rack. These are the things that keep the upper rack from just flying out of the dishwasher when you pull it open. So this is the right side. And you see I'm going slow. You want to go slow with this and just wiggle it, because this is basically an aluminum channel that could get bent if you get a little too rough with it. Here we are on the left side doing the same thing. You see how that you push in that little tab there? You want to do a push in on that tab, which kind of releases it from the aluminum, and then that allows you to pull the stopper out. After that, of course, you're going to take the entire rack and roll it out. You can see my bad wheel just fell off as I was doing that. So here is that bad wheel, and that's where it's supposed to go, but you can see the plastic there is broken. So here's the new part. We're replacing the entire part. And you can see this new part that I got. It's just a aftermarket part from a third party, and it has a screw for kind of the axle there. So I'm hoping that that's going to be a better fit for us. Here I am doing a test fit. I recommend doing a test fit. When I was reading reviews on this replacement bracket, I did see people saying that the wheels were not the right size for their dishwasher. So recommend doing a test fit. All right, now we're going to take this thing apart. Get yourself a flathead screwdriver, and you're going to pop this cover off of the square piece that's at the top of the bracket. And you can see after you pop the bottom, the whole thing will just sort of fall apart in your hands. And this is the mechanism that allows you to raise and lower the rack in two different positions while it's in the dishwasher. Next, we're going to take off this little bracket. I've spun the whole thing around now, so now you're looking at the left side, but you're looking at it from the right. And you can see where my thumb is going there. You have to push in where my thumb is pushing in, and then I'm using my finger on my other hand to pop that up, and then it'll be able to go past the tab, and you'll be able to take that piece out. There's another piece to take out over on the other side of that, and you can see here that there is a tab holding it. I'm pushing it off of the little metal frame, and then I'm pushing it down so that the opening on it can get past the tab. Then we have this horseshoe piece. Now this is the hardest part of the whole thing. This piece is terrible to work with. So you can see I'm turning this back around so we can look at the piece from the other side. And there are little tabs there where the idea is that you squeeze them in together, and then the little piece will pop out towards the back of the view that we have right now. This is the most dangerous part here because you don't want to break this piece. And you can see I edited this because I struggled with this for a long time and finally got it to pop loose. So take your time with it, study it, and don't rush this or get too aggressive because you don't want that piece to break. That is the hardest part of the whole thing. So once we're done with that, everything's easy. So you can see that the old bad piece was just hanging on by some tension at that point. So now we're grabbing the new piece and we're putting the new piece on, again, just pushing it onto the frame just with some tension right here. And then we will start adding it back on our pieces. So now I've spun it back around, and here is that back piece. So this is the back left corner that we're looking at of the whole rack. And you can see I'm sliding that piece over the tab and then clipping it onto the wire basket frame. And then here, this one is a little bit different in the way that it grips the frame. You've got to fit it in like a puzzle piece. Make sure it's going the right way. That's what I was showing in the start of this shot, was the wrong way and right way to turn it. And then you've got to just fit its little opening over the tab of the main bracket. Slide it down, it clicks into place like that. And then that one's ready. Next, we're going to reattach the box, I call it. And this is that mechanism that will allow you to raise and lower the rack. So I'm spinning the rack back around now. So now we are on the left side of the rack, looking at the left side from the outside. And you can see you've got to fit that lighter gray piece. You've got to fit that lighter gray piece into the middle of the plastic. And I'll get it here in a second. There it goes. So it's got to be right there in the middle of that channel. Then we take the cover, which is the first thing we popped off when we were starting to take this apart. See those two tabs at the top of the cover? Those got to go in first. You push them up inside there, just like that. And then you'll snap the bottom pieces back in. They just snap right back in. There's one, and then push that a little bit. There's two. And you can see I'm just doing a little test there. It is a little bit, it's not loose feeling, but it's supposed to be a little bit jiggly so that you can move this mechanism. So now I recommend doing a test here to make sure that this moves the way you expect. Make sure the lever locks properly and that it moves. This is before we put in that really difficult little horseshoe piece, because once you've got that piece in, it's not fun to have to make adjustments. So that's why we were doing a test of the movement first. Now we're putting that horseshoe piece back in. And we are again viewing this from the outside of the basket. And you can see you just got to push hard. And that's what the horseshoe piece looks like when it's in correctly. Now we're going to just slide the whole basket back into the dishwasher, lining up the wheels with the rails, with the silver rails. So you can see I'm just carefully doing that. I did the right side first, and then I fit the left one in, and now we're rolling it into the dishwasher. And so now the last thing is to just put our end caps back on, and we're starting here on the left side. I'm holding it the way it should go. So if your dishwasher is similar to mine, you want to hold this end cap exactly like this. And you can see it's easy to just take the bottom piece first into the hole in the metal, just like that, and then roll the whole thing up and over, and then snap that middle catch over the metal. Here we are doing it on the right side just to give you more angles and views of how to do this. So again, I'm gonna take that bottom tab, put it in the hole of the metal rail, roll the whole thing up, rotate the whole thing up, and then push that into clip. There you go. We're all done. And after that, the thing I like to do is label my parts, because this was a 2-pack. So it came with the an extra one. So I'm going to label this box and then store it somewhere for the future. Hopefully this helped you with this kind of project if you're doing this kind of repair. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. I've got something interesting to fix. Thank you.